My name is Jonathan Fernandez. I'm 33. I am a makeup artist and reality star. Some people might know me from K. Michelle Show, which I was on for 3 years, and I'm now on season 8 of Love and Hip Hop New York. You know what upsets me the most about Donald Trump is that this is the election that hate won. First of all, so many people did not vote for Donald Trump. People voted against Hillary Clinton and what she stood for. So that's for starters. And second of all, it's just to go backwards, to use executive orders to regress when we've made such progress. He wants to take away so many of the rights that were allotted for gay people and people of color. Like, I come from a family of immigrants, you know? Had it been made impossible for my grandparents to come into this country, I wouldn't be here. You know, do you know how difficult my life could have been in another country as a gay man, as a very gay man? Because I'm not the kind of gay man that's, hey, what's up, and putting a front, that mask for mask shit, I don't play that. I'm mad gay, and I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. Imagine being mad gay and not giving a fuck how people felt about it back in DR in the 80s and the 90s. So, you know, yeah, I feel passionate about it because why are you so affected by something that has nothing to do with you? We don't look like you, we don't sound like you. Why are you so affected? And why are your tweets so polarizing? Why is the picture that you paint to America about a villain always a brown person, always a person of color, always somebody who looks like me, or it could be my uncle or my cousin? Why? You're a criminal too. You've committed many fucking white collar crimes. We just can't talk about it. Okay? What about all the fraud that you commit with the IRS? We can't talk about that though, right? Oh, but we could talk about keeping the rapists out. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, Kay and I are still in touch. Like, I haven't spoken to her in a while, but like, Kay is a free spirit. Kay kind of just goes with the flow, goes with the wind, and I think I'm gonna move to Memphis. I'm like, okay, well, she'll go to Memphis, and I want to live in LA. I'm like, okay, girl, we'll move to LA. You have to remember there's such a time zone difference. So, you know, sometimes when you're waking up in LA, we're like halfway done with our day. And when you're on opposite ends of the country and doing separate things, you know, but yeah, we're still in touch. K. Michelle's the kind of girl who will take the shirt off her back as well and help you out. I remember when I first moved to LA, I had just finished throwing my nieces the hugest Sweet 16 bash. I mean, I depleted my savings. And a week later, I moved to LA. So when I got to LA, I was like, you know, furnishing my apartment and doing this and doing that. And I was just kind of like, I just saw my savings kind of like dwindling down. And you know, you talk to your best friend about everything. So I was like kind of telling her like, bitch, the fuck? Like, between the party and the this and the that and the move, she sent her assistant to my building complex to pay for my rent, unbeknownst to me, pay for my rent. When I went down to pay, it was paid, and gave me a beautiful, I mean, breathtakingly gorgeous, tufted, gray Z Gallery couch, like as a, you know, housewarming gift. So she's just that kind of girl. Anais, like I had the best moments with her. Anais is just like I said, we were young kids. Anais and I stepped into so much money at such an early age. We toured the world together. I mean, Anais was huge. Anais was so big. And we had so much fun. She could have had anybody at that time do her makeup. She could have afforded it because the label would have given her anything. Anais was the Dominican princess. They gave her whatever she wanted, and she wanted none of it. She wanted me. She's like, I don't care. That's my best friend. He's the one who's coming, and we lived like we just had the best life. If the label wanted to take her to the best restaurant in Argentina, she said, "Oh, that's great. It's for two, right? Oh, okay, because he's coming, right?" So it was just so I have to say Anais as well, and I guess I've been fortunate. I've been so lucky that my clients become my best friends. You know. Emily B started out as my client. She became my best friend. And Yandy I met through working, and Yandy became one of my best friends. They're like, these girls are my sisters. Like, I would kill for these girls. It's gonna sound so cliche and so corny and so stupid, but what the world needs now is love and tolerance. I feel like for some odd reason, the world has lost compassion, it has lost tolerance, and it has lost the ability to love. I think it is so easy for people to go online and spew hatred as opposed to sharing love. And if the world would be such a better place if you every single day make a conscious effort to say, you know what, I'm gonna show love to 10 people today. And that goes bigger and it goes bigger and it goes bigger. You build a world and a bubble of love, and it can be so hard sometimes, especially in a city like New York, where it's so congested and so packed. Sometimes I'm like, bitch, if you don't fucking move, but I'm like, I'm gonna show love, I'm gonna walk around you. Just, the world needs love, the world needs tolerance, and the world needs compassion. If I could invite 3 people over from history, I would definitely start with Hitler. I feel like since I was a child, I don't know why the Holocaust has affected me in a way. I watch things on it all the time. I watch documentaries. I'll never be able to wrap my head around that amount of hatred. I don't understand it. So I would love to be in a room with him, even if just for 2 hours, to be able to wrap my head around it. Like, I want to understand it. I would love Jesus, because there's obviously, you can ask anything. It's like Aladdin when the genie shows up. You ain't never had a friend like me. Like, you could ask the genie anything. That's how I feel like my conversations with Jesus would be like, what about this? What about that? You know? And my father, because my father passed away when I was 8, and I didn't really get to know him. My father was gay, like I am, and he came out after I was born. He came out when I was 2. He passed away when I was 8. And I remember when my father realized that he was going to pass away, he told my mom, I want my son to come spend a year with me. So I went to the Dominican Republic and I stayed with him. And I remember my father taught me so many amazing lessons about being a man who's different. You know, it's not like he ever sat me on his lap and said, Papi, you know, you're gonna be gay. But he always taught me things like, it doesn't matter what the world tells you about yourself. What do you feel about yourself? And I'm like, you know, I love to love, and I love you, and I love mommy, and I love my sister. He would always tell me, it doesn't matter what the world ever tells you, don't ever lose that. Always love. Regardless of how much hate you receive, always love. And he taught me so many things that have stayed with me, that now as an adult, I would give every last penny, I would do anything to have one last moment with him and say, you know, oh my God, Dad, I remember this, and